we are officially in November, which means that now is a very appropriate time to do the end of year book tag. Let's not waste any time and get right on in to these questions. Question 1. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? There aren't any books that I've started that I need to finish. Then again, there is Words of Radiance. So I have started this. I'm currently reading it. Yes, I need to finish it, but I'm not looking at it as I need to finish this because I know that I will. But there are series that I need to finish. So I'm going to start pointing these series out to you really quickly. So the first one is the one that I was just alluding to, the Stormlight Archives. This is book 1. This is book 2 that I'm currently reading. And this is book 3, Oathbringer, which I need to read next month. And this is book 4, which is Words of Radiance, but I'm going to be reading that in January. So if I can get through The Way of Kings, which I already have, Words of Radiance, and Oathbringer, then I will be very, very, very happy, because it will mean I only have one more double tome left to be completely up to date with all the books that have been published. And sneaky Mr. Brandon Sanderson only released The Rhythm of War this month. Well, actually, sorry, this month. He only released it this month, so I'm not that far behind. The 5th and final book in the selection series, The Crown. So I have the selection books up here. They're kind of hard to see, but there they are. And I just have one more book to get through, that being The Crown. So I plan to get through The Crown this month, and once I have, I will have completed that series as well. The 3rd and final book in the Arc of a Scythe series, The Toll. So I plan also to read this book this month as well. Once I read that book, I will have completed that series. The 3rd and final book in the Divergent series, Allegiant. I'm also planning on completing that book this month as well. The 2nd and final book in the Devil Wears Prada series, which is right there, which is this book, Revenge Wears Prada. So it's a duology. Once I've read this book, I will have completed that series, and I am planning on reading this book this month as well. And finally, the 2nd and 3rd book in the Captive Prince trilogy, which is the original. It's right here. So I'm not reading either book 2 or book 3 this month, but I do plan in December on reading book number 2. There it is. Do you have an autumnal book to transition to the end of the year? And my answer to that is no, because I live in Australia, so right now we're in spring and we're transitioning into summer. However, I'm not really a seasonal reader. If anything, I'm more of a holidays reader. So in October I read Misery and I read The Guest List by Lucy Foley, so I read those because of Halloween. In December I have some Christmas books that I'm planning on reading. I'll be reading The Nutcracker, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and a beautiful book called The Christmas Box. Question 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? And the answer to this question is yes. The first book that I am waiting for is As Far As You'll Take Me by Phil Stamper. So earlier this year I read this book, The Gravity of Us. There it is. And I absolutely loved this book so much, and I really want to support this author. He's bringing out a new book in 2021, so I can't wait for that book to be released. The next book that I can't wait to be released next year in 2021 is Mistborn, book number 7. So I have read Mistborn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and Brandon Sanderson plans to release Mistborn number 7 in 2021. Originally, I found out he planned to release it in 2018, so he's been a little bit behind, but hopefully, fingers crossed, Mistborn number 7, the first book in the 3rd Mistborn era, is going to come out, and you guys know how much I love my Mistborn, so we'll see how we go. The 3rd book that I'm looking forward to being released in 2021 is this book, Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. So for those of you who know me well, I read this book, Letters to the Lost, a number of months ago by Bridget Cameron. I absolutely love her work. I plan on reading the second book in that series as soon as it is available to me. This is a new series that Bridget Cameron is writing. I really not only love her, but full on trust her as an author. So if she's releasing another series, I'm going to start reading it. And the final book that I'm really looking forward to is a book called Dark Rise by C.S. Picard. This is apparently a new series that she's writing as well. She's the author who wrote the Captive Prince trilogy, and she has already said it's going to be an LGBTIQ plus series. On to question number 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So the first book that I definitely want to read before the end of the year is this book, Lauren Graham's memoir, called Talking as Fast as I Can. I love Lauren Graham. I've loved Gilmore Girls since I was really young, and I did not know she had a memoir, so that makes me really excited. The second book would be this book, Cancer Schmancer by Fran Drescher. I do have a copy of this book. I'm just being lazy. Here it is. And so I'm going to read this in December. I'm really looking forward to reading this because I love The Nanny as well. And Fran went through a tough bout of cancer during the series of The Nanny. And this book, oh my gosh, like even the description, dear friend, all I've got to say is to hell with cancer. This book's about Schmancer, laughing at the crazy things life offers, even when it's biting you on the I'm going to say butt. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And I've already mentioned this one with another question, but I'm really looking forward to reading this one, and that is The Christmas Box. So I have watched this film many times since I was younger. It was put on as a midday movie 20 years ago, and my mother recorded it on VHS, which gives you some kind of a clue of how old I am. And the first time I watched this film, I fell in love with it. Then I found out that it is a book. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to be reading this book. On to question number 5. Is there a book that you think could still shock you and become your favorite? Well, I mean, I hope so. I think I kind of go into every book that I'm going to read having no idea what I'm going to get, and generally speaking, it's more about the feeling that the previous book left me with. So if I read a book and I absolutely loved it, then I go into the next book feeling really excited. If the last book that I read was a big disappointment, I go into the next book feeling rather trepidatious about it. So I hope that they're going to surprise me. We'll see how we go. Have you already made reading plans for 2021? And my answer to that is that yes, I definitely have, but I am going to be doing a goals for 2021 video coming out a little later on this year, but if we can all keep a secret, I'll just share a little tidbit of some of the things I'm going to talk about in that goal video. So my first one is going to be, I want to read classic books in 2021. This is not something that I have become accustomed to this year because I read The Great Gatsby in March, and this really let me down and it completely turned me off from classics, but I've decided that that's not fair. So I want to have a goal to read a certain number of classic books in 2021. The second reading plan that I have for 2021 more involves my channel, and it has to do with you guys actually getting involved in my TBR. More on that in the goals video. I'm not going to spoil that here, but I'm really looking forward to this, and I've been looking forward to it since I thought of this, I think in like June, so I can't wait to tell you guys about this. And the final goal that I have for 2021, or plan that I have at the moment that I'm willing to share with you guys right now, is to put less pressure on myself. This year I put a lot of self-imposed pressure onto myself. I started off the year with the plan to read 12 books, and then that kind of built up to about 50, and then that kind of built up to 100, and then I had all these videos that I was doing as well, and then I was suddenly uploading 4 videos every single week, and then when you add that to the reading vlogs, to the cutting, to the editing, and everything else, I want to put less pressure on myself next year. Also, I need to factor in that we're most likely going to be way out of the pandemic of COVID next year, fingers crossed, so I'm going to be back at work and other things going on as well, so I'll have less time anyway. But the point is, I want to put less pressure on myself. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave that there and let you guys go peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'll see you guys again soon. Mwah! Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all those notifications, all those good things, and I'll see you again soon. Happy reading! Bye guys! Bye!